Are you feeling unsupported in therapy? Do you just feel like you and your therapist are just not a good fit? It's time to take control of your mental health journey. In this video, I'll share 10 signs that you found a bad therapist and how to find the right one for you. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're here, where have you been? I've been waiting for you. Come on, man. Hit that subscription button, especially if you're into anything personal development, mental health, relationships. This is the channel for you. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for tuning in. So if you guys saw the title of the episode, you already know what we're talking about. But if this so happened to just pop up on your screen and you don't know what's going on here, we're going to be talking today about the 10 signs that you found a bad therapist. The first point, they dismiss your concerns or your feelings. A good therapist should validate and acknowledge your experiences, not dismiss or minimize them. So if that's what you've been experiencing, it's possible that you may have found a bad therapist. Point number 2, they don't provide a safe and confidential environment. Now, this is very serious. If they're not providing a safe or confidential environment, start looking for another therapist. A good therapist should provide this safe place for you to share your thoughts and feelings. But even more than that, did you know that you can report a therapist to the board if you find out that they have been breaking confidentiality? Yeah, you can. Legally, we are not allowed to share your information with anyone unless there's a threat. Point number 3, they are not licensed or credentialed, or they're not working under supervision. So for me, I'm not licensed yet, but I am working under supervision, meaning I have the permission from the state of Virginia to work as a therapist under the supervision of a therapist who is already licensed. So if your therapist is not licensed or not under supervision by someone who is licensed in the state that you live in, then you need to find a new therapist because what they're doing is illegal. Point number 4, they don't respect your boundaries. A therapist should respect your boundaries and not push you to share information or engage in activities that make you uncomfortable. I let my clients know straight up, if you're not ready to share something with me, that's fine. I just want you to tell me you're not ready. Hey, I'm not ready. Or that doesn't make me feel comfortable. That's fine. Because if you don't tell me, I don't know. And I want this place to be a safe place for you. And in order for it to be safe, I need to know where you're at. So if your therapist is violating those boundaries and not respecting your wishes and is still forcing you to do or say things that make you uncomfortable, then it might be time to find another therapist. Point number 5, they don't provide a clear treatment plan. A good therapist should always provide a treatment plan that outlines the goals and the strategies and the expectations for therapy. Because in many cases, people coming to therapy, it's their first time. They don't know what to expect. And a treatment plan gives them the opportunity to see firsthand what the therapist plans to do to help. Now, let's be clear. Sometimes, depending on what we therapists find out during the session, treatment plans change. And while your goal will remain the same, we might have to go about treating you a different way and getting you help a different way. Okay, so that's always subjective. And even then, we still want to share what changes we've made with you. And if you have a therapist who's not willing to share that information with you, then chances are it's time to find another therapist. I'm going to pause right here because I want to hear from you. What has your experience been with bad therapists? Put it in the comments below. I really want to hear. I want to engage with you guys. I want to see what some people have gone through, and I'll even share some of my experiences as well. All right, let's dive back in. So point number 6, they don't provide feedback and progress tracking, which is similar to what I was just saying, that therapists try to give you a clear treatment plan in terms of what they're planning on doing, what the goals are, how they're going to go about doing it. Now, if you have a therapist that is not giving you feedback on your progress, how do you know when you're growing? How do you know when you're changing? One thing I like to use with my clients, I use like a scale. I would ask them on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being my life is not where I want it to be, to 10 being my life is perfect. Where were you when you started therapy? And usually they'll give me an answer like 1 or 3. And after a few weeks of therapy, I'd ask them that question again. And usually the answer is, oh, it's at a 5 or a 7 or an 8, which is an improvement. This is a good way for you to know that whatever you are doing with the therapist is working. If you ask yourself that question when you start therapy and you ask yourself that question again 2 months after therapy and you're still in the same spot, chances are you don't have a good therapist. Or it's possible that you may not be doing the work or understanding the work. So that's something to look into. Point number 7, they don't respect your autonomy. A good therapist allows you to make your own decisions. A good therapist doesn't tell you what to do. We might offer suggestions. We might ask questions that will have you look at the situation in a different light, but not ever will we tell you what to do. Coaches tell you what to do. Therapists allow you to think it through and decide what you want to do. Point number 8, they are not responsive to your needs. Similarly to what I was saying earlier, there are times when a therapist will have to adjust their treatment plans because of whatever information they've learned about you during a session. Once we figure that out, it's our responsibility to become responsive to your needs. So if we realize that anxiety is not really the problem anymore, it's more so depression, we have to adjust our treatment to reflect depression and not anxiety, because anxiety is not your problem anymore. It's depression. If you have a therapist who is not willing to adapt with you when you adapt, then chances are you found a bad therapist. Point number 9, and this one is pretty controversial, especially in the therapy community. They don't use evidence-based techniques. The reason why this can be sometimes challenging is because humans aren't monoliths. So yes, evidence-based treatments have helped people tremendously over the years, but unfortunately, it has had different outcomes for other people. We have to factor in many different things like someone's age, their background, their experiences, how they were raised. And in most cases, everyone has a different answer in terms of all those questions. Now, there's a lot of debate about evidence-based approaches in the therapy community. But I just want to say that a good therapist will use techniques that have proven to be effective. Most of these techniques have been researched for years and years and have a proven outcome or a proven success rate. And if therapists are at least implementing some of those things, then chances are they're just winging it and you might not have a great therapist. And finally, the last point, they are not willing to refer you to other professionals if needed. There's a misconception that once you carry the title therapist, you can help anyone through anything. That's not the truth. Many therapists have their special niche that they focus on. For example, I focus on couples who are in distress. There are other therapists who focus on women who may have problems conceiving. There are therapists who focus on men and dealing with the traumas in certain communities. Every therapist has their special niche. It's your responsibility to find a therapist who aligns with what you're trying to accomplish in your life. Now, I want to share with you how to go about finding the right therapist for you. It's bigger than Googling it and finding somebody online, because anyone can do that. Anyone can set up an appointment. Anyone can just go into the office and meet with someone. But how do you find the perfect therapist? I call it the DSW theory. And if you've been following my channel, you've probably heard me talk about this before. DSW is a huge shoe store. When I say huge, I mean huge. You walk in and it's just aisles and 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 aisles of shoes. It's almost never ending. Now, when you walk into a shoe place like this, you never just walk up to the first shoe you find, pick it up, walk to the cashier, pay for it, and leave. No, you browse the aisles, pick out something you like. You try them on, you walk around, see how they feel, you pose in the mirror, you do all that stuff before you decide whether or not you want to buy it. It's the same thing with therapy. You're going to go and you're going to find the therapist who aligns closest to what you're trying to accomplish. And you're going to feel them out for a few sessions. And if it doesn't work out, Cool. Put it back on the shelf and find another therapist, just as you would if you were returning a pair of shoes that just didn't fit right. Sometimes finding the perfect therapist takes time and it takes trial and error. Some people don't want to commit to having to start over and find a new therapist and talk about the same things again. But if your goal is really important to you, then finding the right therapist is going to help you get there. If you're in a space now where you're interested in looking for a therapist, but you're not sure where to start, I have a special gift for you. In the show notes, I have a link for you to find a therapist in your neighborhood with a special gift attached. For your first month of therapy, I'm giving you 20% off. And it doesn't matter which therapist, as long as this therapist is in your neighborhood and they accept your insurance, or if you're paying out of pocket, it's up to you. All I need you to do is click the link in the show notes and get started. Therapy seems more intimidating than it really is, but once you get started, I promise you, it's gonna be worth it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to hit that subscription button so you know when a new video is coming out. And if you haven't already, catch up on these other videos. I appreciate you guys so much. Until we meet again, take care.